It's been a few hours. It's been around 6 to 7 hours of since I watched Mushoku Tensei episode 22. And I first of all, I want to know in the comments down below, how do you feel now about it? If you're watching this video right now, how do you feel about the episode? Have your thoughts changed? Has your mindset changed after you're watching the episode? What did you think of the episode overall? For me, I gotta say it, man. To be honest, I haven't felt this way since I actually read Attack on Titan's ending, the manga. I'm a manga reader, and I did read the ending, obviously, and it put me in a rut, man. The ending of Attack on Titan made me feel a bit depressed for at least a week or two, at least. I gotta say it, and I'm having the same feeling as I did when I watched this episode. I think it also kind of piggybacks on last week's episode, just because we see the MC essentially die. And death is not something that's easy to see. At least for me, it's not easy to see death. Like we see it's obviously anime, but we see our main character get killed, and we're like, damn, like it's over. This isekai story is over, and in my brain, I was like, you know what? We're getting a new MC. That's all it is. His cycle is done. Now we're moving on to another one. Turns out this confirms that this story is indeed about Rudy, and that's it. And for me, that's great to know. But at the same time, it kind of makes me feel vulnerable and see just because I see the character itself become vulnerable. So how do I feel about it right now? I feel very sad, man. I feel sad just because the entire episode was nostalgic, gloomy. We're gonna talk about the ending scene, of course, but the start with the whole thing of returning back, seeing the dream of people, of Rudy having people, like pretty much people on his side disappearing. The glass or the vase or the wine glass, whatever you want to call it, breaks. You kind of see that's reality for him. I think the episode is called Dreams and Reality. I'm not entirely sure, but his dreams essentially became reality at the end of the episode. No one was there, man. That's it. It's himself, just by himself. So that goes on to saying goodbyes. Saying goodbyes is always tough, and for me, saying goodbye is always tough. It's like, saying goodbye is like kind of moving when you're somewhere, someplace, and you're comfortable with the people that you know, and then you suddenly have to move. That's kind of how it felt to me. Obviously, Rudy was not moving, but the people who he's with are moving forward. Essentially, they have to kind of let Rudy go and be by himself, which is understandable. So that's what happens with Rudy Jared. Just he finds out essentially. He not only finds out about Hitogami or Man God, which is completely different story. He finds out about Man God, but he also finds out that the curse is fading away, and all he has to do is live with his head pretty much head held up high. I don't know if that makes sense. The curse will go away, and he's brought Rudy back home, and that is what it is. Now we say goodbye to Rui Jared. Obviously tough, very, very tough to stomach, because we've had our moments with him, man. And the flashbacks go and they show those images, and it's a tough scene. And now at the end, we have the situation with Eris, and what are my thoughts on it, and why does that scene make me sad? It makes me sad because they both make decisions based on emotions that weren't correct, and apparently, I'm not too sure yet, but they were justified. Like, we're apparently in next episode we're gonna see Eris's POV, Eris's side, and what she felt about it. And to me, it just makes me sad because it just wasn't, personally, in my opinion, I don't think it was the right time, man. You find out your family is dead, you have nothing, and you're trying to essentially feel some other type of emotional connection to someone that you already have an emotional connection with, but you want to take it somewhere else. And it's pretty much, to my brain, it's pretty much like post-nut clarity, man. Once you nut, then that's it, man. You pretty much hate yourself, right? So it's kind of the way how I think I saw it in terms of Eris' side. Maybe we'll see a different story next week, but Eris doing it and leaving just makes me think that, she wasn't ready for it, and she just has to stay away from the whole situation. She just has to move forward and become someone better. And that's what I understood by when she said we're not well matched right now, something along those lines. It's like they're just not compatible right now. Rudy is on a different level. I don't know exactly what Rudy's mission right now will be. Probably, find out where Zenith is. But, that's it. That's pretty much. So it's sad to me just because the whole thing wasn't supposed to be. It happens and you're left empty of the situation. That's at least how I felt. Because then at the end, Eris has disappeared. Everyone's gone. Now you have your boy by himself. And it's kind of like a do-over, like he's living in a nightmare. It's kind of much. His dreams pretty much turned into reality, but his reality is a nightmare just because when he was a shut-in, when he was a neat shut-in or whatever you want to call it, a bum, he was by himself, man, and he really was working hard after he got reincarnated to leave that, to stop being that person, have people by himself, by his side, cherish the people by his side, which he does, obviously, he cherishes those people around him. And at the end, the nightmare is there and he's all by himself, crying. And, on another topic, just to switch topics, the hate that Rudy got this episode, I kind of agree with it, but at the same time, I don't. It was consensual. Eris pressed for the whole thing to happen. He obviously reevaluated the situation multiple times while it was happening. And at the end, he kind of gave in. So, do I feel bad that he gave in? No, she really pressed hard for it, for the thing to happen. So why are we really blaming him? Some people are saying that, okay, he's a 50-year-old. So what does that mean? So you're saying that he's a 50-year-old, so he has to wait until when to do the deed with, not Eris, because Eris is young, whatever. Actually, I just read that in this world, I didn't read it, I saw it, I was rewatching episode 2 or 3 with Black Genie. Shout out to you, Black Genie, if you're somehow come across this. I was on his Twitch, what is it? Twitch Black Genie _. Go follow that man. But I was rewatching the first 3 episodes, and apparently once you're 15, you're considered an adult. So Eris made that decision being an adult. Is it weird that Rudy is reincarnated and he's an old fella with doing the deed with a 15-year-old? It's weird, obviously, but it's like in our world right now, because that's a different world. In our world, an 18-year-old with a 40-year-old. It's weird, but we see it though. It happens, man. And at the end of the day, if it's consensual, both parties agree. Can you really feel bad about that? That's my thought on that situation itself. But that doesn't make me feel sad or angry. It just made me, in my reaction, if you haven't watched it just made me feel, it felt awkward. For me, I personally just felt awkward. So let me know in the comments down below how you felt about it. For me, I'm just sad, man. I feel a bit depressed from it. I had to come on video and talk about it just because, I don't know, I just keep thinking about it and the whole situation of how he is alone all over again, and he probably will feel like he's no good, man. He's like, and at the end of the episode, she's like, she dumped me, this and that, and he probably feels like a bum all over again. So sad about that. Sad about the goodbyes, because goodbyes are always sad. Sad that his dreams are a reality and are a nightmare. And it's a nightmare. And sad that his loved one, Eris, pretty much left. Because we have to really start adapting that. Yes, he is an old person, but he's reincarnated into a young person, into a person who pretty much is redoing his life all over again, man. So, I don't know, like, we gotta kind of compensate here, but that's all it is for me. Let me know if I'm wrong. Let me know your opinions on the comments down below. like this video for it to get some traction and get to reach some people out there. And subscribe if you're new, and let me know if you like this. And for that, we low out. Peace.